Welcome back, everyone, to another Marvel Daily Stunt video. I'm GemmachineEsq. Guys, slight change of plans. Today I was planning on getting a battle mode video up, getting some games in with a few friends of mine who also played Marvel Snap. Unfortunately, some real life got in the way of that. Yeah, life sucks. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to do to make sure I got a video out today, and that was to just go over at least the patch highlights and do a follow-up from the video we had yesterday talking about some of the buffs and nerfs that we thought might be coming to Marvel Snap, and we were actually probably right for most of it, but we'll get into it. Starting off with the patch, of course, there's the new feature, battle modes. We will be having a video hopefully tomorrow. We'll see how I'm feeling, but I've seen it played. It looks fun. There's a few glitches with it, but mostly fun. For general gameplay on that, I mean, there's plenty of videos and stuff up there by this point. General updates: you can now change your name in the game menu once every 30 days. Zabu is now Series 5, and there's a new setting bar for voice volume. You can adjust the volume for voices. There's a new visual effect for Ghost Rider if you can't summon a card. I haven't seen it yet. They normally do a very good job with that, so I'm excited. But here's what we're talking about. We have the balance updates. We have 2 cards getting major changes. Leader used to be a 6-4, then a 6-3, now a 6-7. Holy shit. Okay, big power bump. So what are they doing to make him less horrible? Copy all cards your opponent played to the location to the right, but on your side. So if you play leader in the leftmost location, he will copy any cards played in the middle. If you play leader in the middle, any cards to the right, you probably shouldn't be playing leader on the right. But what this does is the idea behind leader was always, if you're ahead in 2 locations, you can win the game because you play leader in one of those locations and you get all of the cards in the other ones. So as long as you're ahead, you can almost always win in 2 locations. The idea of this card is actually mostly still the same. It's that if you are winning in a location that's not the leftmost location, and you're close enough in another location, and the location directly to the left of that, you can now put 7 points on the board and then win the one to your right guaranteed. So in theory, it's actually the same style of card, but this one's a lot more balanced, has a lot more counterplay, and has a lot more you have to put a lot more thought into where you're playing leader, and it also just takes away locations that he can play for. Like, you really can't play leader in the far right. So I think this is a good update. I don't love the fact that he's 7 power. I actually think he could be like 4 or 5 with this ability, but I know what they're doing. They don't want to destroy the card, they just want to make it more playable, and they want it more interactive and fun to play against. But this is a huge surprise, is this next card is the Wolverine update. And for those of you who don't know, Wolverine is a 2/2 currently. When you destroy him, he just flips to a different location, sometimes the same location, just randomly appears somewhere. They are changing him to say when he's destroyed or discarded, so that it's destroyed or discarded live too, he regenerates at a random location, so that's the same. But now he gets +2 power. Meaning if you can destroy him 2 to 3 times, he becomes a 2/6 or 2/8. What this is going to do is this isn't going to be great or it's going to be very good in standard death decks and destroy decks. But what it's really going to do is it's really going to buff up that Deadpool destroy deck, because you're going to be able to kill Wolverine with your Deathlock and then your Carnage. And then if like Wolverine flips into a lane with your Deathlock, you don't really want to kill your Deathlock or your Carnage, so now you can Venom that location. Right, and now get a really big Wolverine. Now you have a really big Venom. Now you have Deathlock's power still on the board. You still have Carnage's power on the board. Then you can play something like Taskmaster Deadpool, or Death Deadpool, or Death Deadpool Taskmaster, whatever you want. Like, you're going to have so much power on the board without needing Wave anymore. I think what this is really going to do is set up a situation where they can then nerf Wave, so you don't have to play Wave to play Death. I think that's probably what this is setting up. Don't know that for sure, but I think this is a huge buff. I don't think this can be understated. Wolverine went to not being played at all. I think you're going to see Wolverine all the time now. He's just about as powerful as, I would say, Angela The thing that makes Angela more powerful is you play her in one location, you know where that power is going. With Wolverine, there's going to be a bit of randomness to it, so maybe slightly less powerful than the Angela. But I'm going to say in most games you're going to be able to get Wolverine to 6 power if you really high roll at 8, and I think in exceptional games you might be able to get him to 10. And that for 2 cost, absolutely ridiculous. That is the only 2 locations, but we did talk about a few cards, Silver Surfer and Zabu, in my previous video, and those are missing entirely. And why is that? Well, Glenn Jones actually gave us the answer on Twitter, so we're showing that up here now. The new patch includes balance changes, but none for Surfer and Zabu. They started overperforming after they locked in the changes a few weeks ago, meaning they were working on a schedule where they were locking in changes a few weeks ahead of time, which actually makes sense if you're a developer, because you want to lock in the changes and then you want to fine tune any of the repercussions of those changes, right? Maybe there's a key bug, or maybe it had an unintended consequence, right? And you don't want to be pushing new things too late. So they locked this in a few weeks ago. Then their data came in being like, wow, these cards are actually pretty busted. What he is saying, though, is we're not going to have to wait another month or for another patch. They have recently unlocked the ability to adjust the balance power of cards without having a full patch. So they're planning to adjust those cards in a week or so. So more good news. We're no longer going to have to wait months or a single month to see cards come up and down. They're going to be able to do that more frequently. And with that power, I hope to see a lot more adjustments in Marvel Snap. Hope to see Second Dinner acting a lot more quickly. But I think the fact that they are telling us their plan, they're being transparent, saying, hey, we couldn't do this before, but we can now. I think those are all really good things from developers of card games that I really appreciate. Also, big news from this patch, they did move down several cards from Pool 5, I think. Can we find that up here if we go up? I don't know if I have it pinned. No, I don't. I have the Battle Pass. There's several cards pinned from that were in Pool 5. There's 4 cards. I think it's Shuri was definitely one. There was Shuri. Oh gosh, I can't think of the other ones. I think Black Panther was in there. Super Skrull was in there. And a few other cards are now Series 4 cards, so they become a lot cheaper. And Series 4 cards, there was 4 of them: She-Hulk, Absorbing Man, Luke Cage, and Titania. Those are now Pool 3 cards. So if you had a complete Pool 3 collection, you now need to update, you need to get those 4 cards if you didn't have already. Actually, I was stockpiling credits, as we discussed in a previous episode. I was able to unlock the 2 cards I was missing, Luke Cage and Absorbing Man. So we have those 2 cards now. We're once again Pool 3 complete. So that is good, and we confirmed that I actually unlocked 1 box for 400 tokens, so that was really cool. And yeah, so those are kind of the updates for Marvel Snap. I think they showed us today. We had a lot of concerns in our video yesterday. Second Dinner stepped it up. I think we're back on track. I think things are going great. Tell me below what you thought of the patch notes. Tell me what they got wrong. Tell me what I got wrong. Tell me what they got right. Let's have some positivity up in here, because I'm not going to lie, I kind of need it. As always, guys, I'm GemmachineEsq. Thank you for the like, subscribe, comment. It really does help out the channel, and I appreciate it so much.